Welcome back, YouTubers. Today I've got a little MP5 here with me. Now, you may notice there's a few bits missing off this, quite obviously. A bit of an interesting backstory. This has been outside in someone's coal bunker in their back garden for about 4 years. So you might think, okay, well that's not going to do it any good. But remarkably, if I connect a battery and I put a magazine in, that, believe it or not, still fires and is shooting at a little bit over 320 feet per second. It's not bad for a gun that's been out in the elements for a good number of years. So all we're going to do with this one, because the owner of this would like to keep it as basically a backup. Obviously, if they ever have trouble with other guns, this one is purely going to be a go-to gun if there's nothing else available. So we're going to give it a quick clean up, quick service, make sure everything's all nice and fresh inside and there's no sort of wear and tear and too much damage. Clean all the barrel, clean all the hops so that it's going to throw BBs in a straight line again. And yeah, then hopefully it'll be back to kind of good health and able to be used. Now I have no idea what brand this is because there are no markings on it anyway, but it is quite heavy and it's metal, so it's pretty sturdy. So yeah, let's open it up and make it better again, I suppose. Well, there you go, look at that, it's got an ICS motor in it, so I wonder if this is an early ICS one, because I mean I've had an ICS one years ago and it was nothing like this in the way it was all put together. So I wonder, unless that's been put at a later date, who knows, who knows. That looks remarkably clean in there. So not that much use this would have had before it was dropped into a coal bunker, I have no idea. So that looks, there's a little bit of wear actually, if you said that, at the back there. So yeah, it's definitely been used. Not by much though. Looking good. Yeah, so we just do the usual clean up, make sure the shims are good, check all the air seal, which I'm sure is probably not far off being right given the power it's making anyway, and then put it together, clean the barrel, freshen the hop up, and yeah, there we go, we have a nice little gun kind of made out of what's been neglected for a few years. Oh dear, safety's broken in it. There's safety anyway, you don't need that. Cool, I'll tell you what, as standard those are well tight. Properly tight. Okay. Easily fixable though. Right, fast forwarding to this point, all I have done is reduce the amount of the shims on the sector gear at the front here because it was a little bit tight, but now, you can see that in there, you can probably hear it. much nicer. So to be fair, apart from that, the shimming was very good on the other two gears. So no complaints there. Those are done. Let's just get the air seal and the piston back on here, put all this back together, clean up the barrel, and then this was a nice easy win, I'm sure. Cool. Yeah, that seals. Loads of.
The future. Evolution.
Not the worst barrel I've ever seen in terms of cleanliness. It's certainly going to be a lot happier having had that go for it. Right, so that's the hop-up rubber given a quick clean through. I will literally go and wash it under the tap just to get any other residues off of it, and then that is ready to go back on the barrel. Right, the hot rubber's all cleaned and wiped off, so that's fresh and ready to go back on. Now I like to put a little bit of grease just around the barrel. Now this is silicone grease. Obviously keep away from the barrel window. The reason I do that is I feel that helps with air seal, and it also gives the hot rubber itself something to kind of keep it moist, because you don't want it drying up. So that's on there, and then I will put the same again just on the outside. Keeps it nice, but avoid getting it obviously in the front there, because you don't want to get this actually in the hop up, because it will affect the flight of the BB.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.
That was our old O-ring that holds the hop-up lever in. That is all split, but that's not a problem, that's an easy fix. We've got tubs of these, so there's another one of them. That, apparently, is the wrong size screw, because it doesn't go all the way through. I hadn't noticed that when I took it off. It's definitely the one that came from that hole though. Right, So that's the one that came out of there. It was too short. I hadn't noticed when we took it apart. Conveniently though, I have a box of odd bits, which we're going to found that one from, so it's a little bit longer. And I've also found a new nut to go in this side. So we should find now we are able Right, the final thing to put back on the gun is the sight. Now, this one is missing its top bit, so what I've got, I have one of those, which is one that I've had in kind of a spares pile, which is sort of not really being used for anything. So I'm going to donate that to this gun to complete its top sight. There we are. We now have working sights on there as well, so that's really good. So that's completed that all back together, serviced fully, barrel cleaned, hot cleaned. So yeah, let's give it a quick fire and test and see if we've made any difference. But there you have it, that's all back together now, all cleaned up. A few things, obviously that was the safety lever that was in it. That's snapped, but who needs the safety? Don't need that. And I had found a replacement sight just in my odd box, as well as a couple of screws. So that now makes that a fully working gun. When we pop it through the chrono, we are now at 327, so we've gained about 5 feet per second, so a little win there. Yeah, 327 again, so that's really consistent. So that's all going really well now. Nice rate of fire. That's on an 11.1. It will run happy on a 7.4 as well. That has increased in its speed ever so slightly from what I had earlier, which I didn't actually have the camera on for. Purely because one of the gears was a little bit tight, as we know, so that's all been improved. All that needs to be found now is a hand guard for the front. Unfortunately, that's something I don't have lying around here as an odd spare, so that is something we might have to source separately. But other than that, that completes that. That gun is ready to go if and as and whenever needed. So that brings us to the end of that one. Don't forget, leave a comment, drop a like, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.